experience in India, we learn about different countries. Okay, different countries they came to India in order to trade. In order to trade in India, and at last the Britishers became the supreme to do business in India. So they came here as a trader. They came as a trader. Today I am going to explain the fourth chapter, lecture 1. Fourth chapter, lecture 1. Name of the chapter is How the Traders Became Rulers. My dear students, just I said the other countries they came to India to trade in India. Others countries they came to India to trade, to do business, and later on these traders, okay, among them Britishers were the main. How they became the ruler. Okay, so today I am going to explain the fourth chapter, lecture 1, standard 8 SS, how the traders became rulers. Got it? Now, how the traders became rulers. The word is given traders, okay, because they came to India to do business, okay, to trade with India. But here when they saw the situation, they changed their mind and they started to rule over us. Now, here we are going to learn about the Britishers, okay, how the Britishers they became rulers, okay. We know East India Company, the British East India Company was established in 1600 CE. Okay, 1600, the British East India Company was established in England by the merchants. They got the permission of the Queen of England and they started business. And the first ship came to India. It was in 1608. 1608 CE. First ship arrived in India. They asked for the permission to do business, but at that time they did not get the permission. And my dear student, at last in 1613, they got the permission. Okay, they got the permission to do business in India. Okay, and they were doing, but slowly they changed their mind. And my dear student, they fought many battles. And in that one we can say in 1757. In 1757, they fought the first battle, that is called Battle of Plassey. Okay, Battle of Plassey in Bengal, and it was fought between the Britishers and the Siraj-ud-Dawla. The Britishers and the Siraj-ud-Dawla, and in that one, the Britishers they won, and Siraj-ud-Dawla who was defeated. Okay, why? How he was defeated? Okay, what happened to him? That I have already explained. Due to the betrayal, a big conspiracy was played against him, and that's why he was defeated. And my dear student, after that war, after that battle, he was killed. He was murdered by Robert Clive. After that, one more battle they fought. That is called in 1764. That is called Battle of Buxar. Okay, the combined forces they fought against the Britishers, and they were also defeated. And after that, the Britishers started ruling over us. My dear student, now it was the summary of first chapter. Now our fourth chapter starts from here. Got it? Now here, when they started, they were doing business. Also, they were ruling over us. But at that time, when Lord Wellesley, okay, name I'm writing here, Lord Wellesley, when he came as a Governor General, when he came to India as a Governor General, he thought that the British rule can be expanded. the British rule can be expanded, and that is why he started one policy. He started one policy that is called subsidiary alliance policy. Okay, that is called subsidiary alliance policy. Subsidiary alliance policy. Got it, my dear student? So, my dear student, he started subsidiary alliance policy. And my dear student, why he introduced subsidiary alliance policy? In order to expand the British Empire, British rule in India. My dear student, it is also called sweet poison. Why it is called sweet poison? My dear student, if you want to kill any person, okay, if you give a slow poison, he will not die at a one time as soon as the poison is given, but he will take little time to die. Okay, after some time he will die. The subsidiary alliance policy was like that only. Okay, got it, my dear student? What was the thing here? Okay, what was the terms and condition in order to accept the subsidiary alliance policy? Number one, my dear student, at that time, now take the example. Take the example. Nowadays, when we have any function in our house, what we do? We give order to one person, and that person, he does all the things about the mandap, catering, lighting, and all the things he does. So we have to ask only one person, and he will manage everything. Similarly, here also, whoever accepts the subsidiary alliance policy, here first thing was that the army of a company, was taking charge of everything, inner and outer matters. Okay, so the king has no need to keep his army. So there was no army of king, no army of the king, and everything, internal and external matter, were solved by the British army. And my dear student, the expense of this army, British army, was paid by the king. Okay, so here earlier the king, they felt safety, but my dear student, later on they came to know it was not the safety. Later on, this policy made everyone as a slave of the British Empire. Okay, my dear student, once again I repeat, who introduced subsidiary alliance policy? Lord Wellesley. Who? Lord Wellesley introduced subsidiary alliance policy. Got it? Why? In order to expand the British rule in India. In order to expand the British rule in India, they introduced subsidiary alliance policy. Number one, what was the term? First thing, all the thing. First, there was no need to keep king's army, and instead of that, the British army, they were solving the problem, and one representative of British, the company, should present in the state. Okay, got it? Second thing, who was the first person who accepted subsidiary alliance policy? So Nizam. Nizam was the first. Nizam of Hyderabad. Nizam was the first who accepted the subsidiary alliance policy first. After that, many kings, they accepted subsidiary alliance policy. They were Gaikwad of Vadodara, okay, Scindia of Gwalior, Holkar, Mosley, and many kings, they accepted the subsidiary alliance policy. My dear student, in the beginning, it was the feeling of safety for the kings, but later on, they came to know it was not the safety of the kingdom, but it turned the kings to become a slave. Got it? So today I have explained about the certain thing. First thing, the revision of chapter 1, how the Britishers came and which was the first battle they fought. After that, when Wellesley came, my dear student, when Wellesley came, at that time there was a tough competition between the Britishers and the French. the Britishers and the French. And in order to survive in that competition, okay, it was necessary for the Britishers to expand their rule. Okay, there was a tough competition between the Britishers and the French, and in order to prove that supremacy, okay, it was necessary for them to expand their rule, and that is why Wellesley has introduced subsidiary alliance policy. Okay, Wellesley has introduced subsidiary alliance policy. And my dear student, who was the first person who accepted the subsidiary alliance policy? So Nizam was the one, Nizam of Hyderabad. Okay, he who was the first who accepted the subsidiary alliance policy. After that, many kings they accepted the subsidiary alliance policy, like from Vadodara, Gaikwad, from Gwalior, Sindhya, Holkar, Bhosle, and my dear student, even Maratha also, okay. And after the death of Rana Fadnavis, okay, the Marathas fought themselves in among them, and it became easy for the Britishers to capture their kingdoms. Got it? So for today, I have revised this thing. In next time, we will learn in deep. Thank you.